We're gonna prepare that game with the intention to win and write a new story in the club's history. That's for sure, and we know what it's gonna mean. We need to earn it. We need to prepare so well. I'm really confident that we're gonna get there in the best possible place, and it's gonna be for 90 minutes showtime at the biggest stage that you can play in club competition against a tough opponent.
How are you?
I'm alright, how are you?
Like being back in Spain, no?
Yeah.
Just looking forward now. Just wanted to get your thoughts on how you're feeling ahead of Saturday.
I feel great, feel excited. Obviously the mood and the energy is top, so just need to take that into the final and get ready for it and smash it.
The group is amazing, honestly. These last, few weeks has been top. So the energy in the group is amazing and the belief, and now it's just about going and execute.
Yeah, really good, really confident. Really happy as a group. So I think Saturday now we're just going to embrace it and look forward to it. I think that's the main thing.
Excitement, man, excited. First Champions League final in I don't know how long, so it'll be so special, man, just to be out there, soak it all in. Yeah, man, let's go.
Everybody's feeling amazing, after winning the Premier League. A lot of confidence, a lot of conviction to go on Saturday and try and lift another trophy.
Yeah, we're all excited. I think it's going to be an incredible game, something we'll always remember, and go there to win that game and bring the trophy back to London.
Same? Yeah, I know. Right first, then left first. Okay, one left, one.
Go do your stuff.
Right. Mikel, what a few days you've had. Just talk to us about it in sort of your immediate feelings.
Well, it's been much better that I could never imagine, to be fair. It's been so emotional, so natural, and to see that much joy, happiness, and pride around the club, it's just amazing.
Mikel, when you look at this, I always think of it over the last few years, the question was, you were getting so close, could you get over the line? I know you're never going to get carried away, you're still young in your journey, but when I look at you now, I think of you sort of, those great managers who've won the Premier League titles, does that give you a different level of confidence and belief straight away that you're sat up there with some of the real greats who've won Premier League trophies?
The truth is a lot of joy and relief, Gary, because when you are able to take the club and make the right steps and take it really close, it's great. But it's not what we're looking for, and I know that at this club that's not enough. So to actually do it, if it's amazing, it gives a lot of value to a lot of people that has contributed to achieve that, and personally to be a part of delivering something that means so much after 22 years is just incredible.
Do you know what I like about it most, Mikel, is that maybe 7 or 8, 9 years ago they said managers don't get time anymore. Yeah. There's this thing that managers don't get time. But Jurgen Klopp had time, Pep Guardiola's obviously had time at Manchester City, you've had time. So the three most successful clubs in the last 10, 12 years have given their managers time. How grateful are you to the owners, to the sort of sporting directors for the way in which they believed in the whole thing all the way through?
I think it's necessary, but you have to earn it. I mean, when you talk about Jurgen and Pep, they earn their time. I want to believe that I earn my time as well, because when I came here the first day, unfortunately, it wasn't the Liverpool setup, it wasn't the Manchester City setup that they already won a lot, they already won the previous years. This was a completely different animal. And we knew that. And I'm very lucky because we have an ownership that has so much experience in sports, and they understood that the picture is ugly at the moment, is a lot that we're going to have to do, and everybody is on board with that. I'm very grateful for that.
What's been the hardest part in all the time you've been here, Mikel? What's been the hardest part of the rebuild?
I don't know, hardest. I think is the best part was changing the culture.
Right.
But to that actually
was that with the fans and everything?
That's what the culture inside the organization. to actually understand what was happening inside the organization, how the people was feeling about working in the organization.
Right.
And I did a very profound exercise to try to understand that. Is actually to understand deeply how people feels about working in the organization. And I wasn't happy and I wasn't impressed at all about the way they describe it. So I put my hands on that, and I needed a lot of support to change that. But I think that was the foundation that after we used to build that.
That's like a lot of extra work, what you surely weren't expecting to have to do.
Yeah. I was expecting something, but not as deep as profound. And then you need time, because you want to. This wasn't about changing the identity of a team to play in a certain way or improve certain tactics. It was much deeper than that. But I loved the challenge as well. I mean, it was an incredible opportunity when things are not in the place that this club deserves, to help and to get certain direction and put them right is the most fulfilling part.
And then the reconnection with the fans, and even the North London Forever, the song and everything, the noise that stopped with our owners and that. What about the reconnection with the fans and that song, how it came about? How important was that to you in respect to making sure the fans got back on board with everything? Because all the noise stopped.
Well, the first step was to change the culture inside the organization, and we started to make some big steps towards that. But then COVID hit for 18 months, and we could not be close to our supporters. And I knew how important that was, because it was a clear disconnection between the club, the team, the identity of the club, and what they were thinking that the club or the team should be doing. And the moment we start to be closer to them, that's when things started to click. I believe that music is a great way to connect diversity and different ways of thinking and to create moments. And we use that song as a part to do that.
You see, with the song, so when you heard the song the first time, was that it? You said, that's it.
Yeah.
For
2 years, I looked around the world. He said, because it couldn't be something that I could bring. It had to be something that everybody felt part of and contributed to. So that's what we did. It just tested. I presented to the players. I presented to the staff. We brought him, Louis, here to the training ground to see how he was feeling, to tell the story about the song and what it means to him. And slowly and gradually, but this is the beauty as well of social media, that in 24 hours it can
It was everywhere.
Wild, and it was everywhere, and it got a great reception.
It's an amazing song.
In your job, I always think the characters of a manager that wins, they're obsessive, which we know you are. They've got something inside them, but they won't stop until they get what they want, and they know they have to be harsh at times. And that you've had to be harsh at times, haven't you, along the way?
Is it harsh? I mean, to be fair, in our job is very difficult. What is fair? Fair for you means that fair for Wright is not fair. But at least to stick to your principles, I think you explain things and you agree as a team that there are certain behaviors that we expect and we want to promote. If somebody doesn't do it, I mean, it cannot continue to be part of that. I think that's clear. Obviously, we can put the best beautiful words here around the walls, but they mean nothing.
Yeah. The moment where I thought that Arsenal would win the league, and you're never sure, was the moment that you went and spent over 100 million on Declan Rice. It just felt to me like in that moment, I know you'll never say it's down to one player, but it just felt to me at that point, Arsenal have gone and won a player who looks like someone who's going to get you over the line, get you over the line. Yeah. Do you feel that? Did you feel that was a moment, a big moment?
It was a big moment. And I think we are constantly sending messages, whether we want or not, to the people in the organization, to the supporters, to our opponents. And that was a strong message. Yeah. I mean, we are here to go another level. And we went another level financially, we went another level with the ambition of the player that we recruited, with the profile of the player that we recruited. And I think a big club has to make that kind of a statement.
And when you went to the owners with that, they were like, that's what you want? Bam, we give it to you, no problem.
Well, they were very supportive. I think you have to explain things at the reason we believe that they could elevate the team to a different level.
Yeah, but then we're talking about the amount of money all of a sudden we've gone to that next level of spending and they would...
I didn't know it was going to cost 70. I thought it was going to cost less. If you ask David Moyes, he always said, Mikel, you got him cheap. You know, so
you got him cheap.
I don't get involved in that. I leave all the financial part for the other guys.
And they still stuck with this, but then if you're going in at like 70, then it ended up, 105? That's an amazing support you got there.
Yeah. And you need that. And without that, at the end, this belongs to the players and the quality of the players that you need to compete in this league. We all know what we need.
Boss, I tried to ask you the question on Sunday, but obviously it was too much going on. But the coaching staff with your guys and how much they've done. You know, obviously Gabby coming in and Miguel and Jova and all of the guys. Just give us a little insight into them guys, please, because they've been magnificent.
They are my inspiration, and at the same time, they are the ones that have my back. So I said a coaching staff has to have always 4 elements. I think 1, you need to be able to leave your skin open for the team. The second one, they have to be the speakers of the football club. I mean, we have one idea and they have to promote that idea in every sense. I think they have to be firefighters. So the less issues they come in my office, the better. And if they can
stop that,
if they can prevent that,
yes.
That's great. And then they have to have the capacity to eliminate and inspire me with ideas, with challenges, with other opinions. And that's what we have created, a very diverse coaching staff, very specific in qualities, completely different backgrounds, but all aligned in one purpose. And I cannot be prouder because they deserve a lot of credit for what we've done.
It will be your one-stop shop for the World Cup. 2 weeks away, but just 2 days away until the Champions League final between Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal. Mikel Arteta's side are fresh from winning the Premier League. His captain, Martin Odegaard, believes the positivity from that will help them in Saturday's final.
It's one game, so 90 minutes away from that, so we have something incredible to play for again, and we've said that the whole season, you know, Premier League, Champions League, the 2 big ones, we want to be there, you know, so another dream that we can make a reality, you know, so it's amazing to have that to look forward to with this energy, with this mood in the group, and to have a final to prepare for is, just so special, and everyone is just excited, and we want to play it straight away, you know, so can't wait. You know, the mindset is we want the next one now, so now all our focus is on Saturday and try to get that one, so we have to use all those good experiences and take it into that game now. Everybody wants the same thing, that's to keep winning at this club, and for sure we want to do it again, but that's the next challenge, you know. First of all the Champions League now, but then next season we have to try and do it again, and I think when you play for this club you always want more and more, and that's what we're going to try to do.
Well, the Arsenal legend David Seaman won 3 league titles during his time when they were playing at Highbury. He says if Mikel Arteta's side win the Champions League on Saturday, they would become the most successful Arsenal team in history.
Every Arsenal fan now has seen Arsenal win the Premier League. You know, and there's been people coming up to me that have been like 20, 21, 22. They'd never seen us win it. You know, and these were, there's a couple of generations of fans there that have never seen it. But now it's such a relief, you know, and it's a relief now. And even for the players, I think they'll use that now to go into this Champions League final. We were fortunate that we could rest people for the Palace game, you know, because obviously we'd won it before then. So that was a bonus. But now they're in training. I know that they're in today. You know, so they'll be totally focused on the game on Saturday.
If they get over the line with this, is it the biggest achievement for a generation for Arsenal because it's the Champions League alongside the Premier League?
I'd say it's the best season ever because, you know, when you look at the Invincibles, you know, that was a fantastic season, but it was only one trophy. You know, to win the Premier League and the Champions League, the club have never won the Champions League, so there'll be history created. I would say it's the best season ever. It's going to be tough, we know. PSG are a good team, you know, they've got some great players. But we do know that they've let goals in as well. So play our game, don't play the occasion, be defensively strong, set piece again.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see.
Oh, God, it doesn't matter how you do it.
I know. Whether it's 1-0 or 10-9, I don't care. It's about the result, not the performance.
Well, Harry Kane was part of the Bayern Munich side that lost to Luis Enrique's Paris Saint-Germain in the semis, and Kane has given us his thoughts ahead of Saturday's final.
2 different styles playing against each other, but I think it'll be a really even test. Both teams have good qualities and can be dangerous. And look, PSG are reigning champions, so of course they're a difficult team to beat. But I think Arsenal showed this year that they can be one of the best teams in Europe for sure. So it'll be an interesting final, and we'll have to see what happens.
The stage is set in Budapest, Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal playing the leading roles. European football's premier club competition will be decided on Saturday, and we have got all bases covered. We've got a special Champions League preview show on Friday night at 7 p.m. right here on Sky Sports News.
OK, let's focus on the Champions League final again, because fresh from being crowned Premier League champions, Arsenal can make history on Saturday if they beat Luis Enrique's Paris Saint-Germain in Budapest to win the European Cup for the very first time. For more on this, let's speak live to our reporter Darmesh Chef, who is in the wonderful city of Budapest. The title celebrations have been going on all week for the fans, Darmesh. For the players, they've got to get back down to business.
They certainly do, Chris. And you said the wonderful city of Budapest. I'm just under the shadow of the Buda Castle here. We've been searching high and low around the city to find Arsenal fans. I'm reliably informed that a lot of them are going to be arriving tomorrow ahead of Saturday's showpiece. But lo and behold, I have found a couple, James and Kyle. Thanks for taking the time out. First of all, James, have you got tickets for this game?
We don't actually have tickets for the game, but we're hoping to source some. But yeah, just got to be careful, of course.
Careful where you buy them from. Got to be careful where you buy them from. We've been offered them down there, but well, they sound like went from our area, so we thought now we'll swerve it.
Okay, so you've come all the way out to Budapest. What made you decide, and when did you decide to come here?
Yeah, so I think obviously we finished top of the group stage, and the draw was the following Friday maybe. As soon as we saw we had Leverkusen in the 16 and Bodo Glimt Sporting, and obviously Real and Bayern weren't on our side, we went early and booked the direct flights, which...
we saw the opportunity, took the gamble just before the round of 16, and we thought, well, it's paid off now.
Yeah, big time.
You
Big
say it's
time.
Paid off. You've got your plane tickets and your journey here a lot cheaper than perhaps some of the other Arsenal fans you know that are coming down.
Yeah, we spent about $250 on our direct flights, and as soon as the semi-final second leg finished, I went on Skyscanner and they're about 1,500 quid, so right in the money.
Yeah, what he said.
Just on this game itself, look, you've got the Invincibles tag from 2004. Thierry Henry, one of your ultimate legends, has said that if Arsenal do win the Champions League alongside the Premier League this season, they'll be known as the Unforgettables. I want to ask you as fans, because the narrative around the fans is you're the unbearables. Is that something that you wear and are proud of?
I think it's more the name that people give us, you know. But like I say, you know, if we win the Champions League, I'll say everyone's going to be lucky that the World Cup's coming up, give them someone else to think about, you know. So until next season.
What about you?
I think as well, like, just look at the celebrations on Tuesday night, Sunday night, and long will they continue, I promise you that. But yeah, I think for us, we don't really care. It's outside noise, and now we've got some silverware to lift. Well, hopefully they think we're even more unbearable.
Yeah, so you've got the Premier League for the first time in 22 years in the can. Second ever Champions League final, 20 years after your first one. What's the heart on the head saying about Saturday?
For me, 1-0 to the Arsenal, and I reckon we retain the Prem, which is something we've never done before as well.
All right, looking even further ahead. What about you for Saturday?
I'll back up his scoreline, 1-0. I reckon Mikel Marino off the bench, back post header, 1-0.
Wow. Well, that is some prediction. These two guys, unsurprisingly, think it is going to be Arsenal winning the Champions League for the first time in their history. That is, of course, on Saturday. Lots of talk before Saturday, of course, because tomorrow is match day -1, which is the media activity day, Chris. So we'll be hearing from the PSG head coach, Luis Enrique, and 2 of his players. And, of course, later on in the evening with Mikel Arteta and 2 of his players as well. We'll bring you all of that right here on Sky Sports News. We think PSG are arriving tomorrow. However, Arsenal, they've been training at the London Colney base this morning, and we think they're flying out this afternoon to make it to their hotel tonight. So match day -2, as they call it in Champions League parlance. That is when Arsenal will be arriving ahead of this big showpiece. PSG against Arsenal, Champions League final 2026 at the Puskás Arena. Kick-off at 5 on Saturday.
Thank you, Darmesh.
Well, fresh from being crowned Premier League champions, Arsenal have a chance to make history on Saturday. If they beat Paris Saint-Germain in Budapest, they will win the Champions League for the very first time. For more on that, we can speak live to our reporter, Darmesh Chef. Darmesh, just over 48 hours until kick-off. How is that atmosphere building there?
Tell you what, Will, tell me there's a Champions League final in Budapest without telling me there's a Champions League final in Budapest. The Arsenal shirts here are in full effect in what is called Fashion Street. And as you can see, suitably fashionable are these Arsenal fans? Give us a quick cheer, guys. Right. Tell us the story, first of all. You've won the league, 22-year wait, second Champions League final ever. But as far as your journey goes to Budapest, was it an easy one?
No, because we almost missed our second flight by nanoseconds, but we got on it, and we're here, and we're going to lift it. We're going to do it.
You're going to do it. How about you guys? It's the monkey also is off the back now, isn't it, with the Premier League after 22 years? How much is that going to help Arsenal and their players ahead of this Saturday?
Yeah, the pressure's taken off now, so they've got a free hit at it, play their game and bring it home. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about Mikel Arteta, because at the start of his reign, I don't know whether any of you, if you want to admit that whether you were doubting him or not, maybe not. What's your feeling towards now?
He was going to be like as a manager, but he showed it. He's there in the top four, and he's at the top of his season. We're in the cup final here. It's going to be brilliant.
You've all got tickets, I take it, right?
Yeah, all got tickets.
And how much? Just put into words how much you're looking forward to this. And did you think back in 2006, 20 years ago, that it's going to take you 20 years to get back?
Never thought we'd get here. Never thought we'd get here. To be here to watch Arsenal in the Champions League final.
Yeah.
Busting, mate.
Yeah,
Absolutely
brilliant,
busting.
mate. Brilliant.
Brilliant. You're a season ticket holder at Arsenal as well, and you've got a ticket as well?
I've got a ticket as well. I'm taking my little boy with me as well.
And he's feeling a little bit shy. It is half term, everyone, so it is all right. He is allowed to be here. What are your feeling, overriding emotions ahead of Saturday? Is it nervousness, excitement? Is it a bit of both?
I'm excited. Look, last time we were in the Champions League was 2006. I stood outside the ground. I thought we'd be getting here, and we'd be getting here every season. And it took 20 years to win the league, and now 18 years to get into a Champions League final. So I'm just going to enjoy it. Could be another 18 years before we get to another
Well, it's
final.
22 and 20, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly, so my math's bad.
I'll let you off. Guys, you guys aren't actually going to the final. Just explain what you guys are doing here then, first of all.
He lives here in Budapest, so I'm visiting him. I arrived yesterday, and we're flying to London on Friday, because we don't have tickets. I tried to get some, but stupid expensive, like 3,000 euros, 4,000 euros, so yeah.
But you say you live here for the last 3 years, but you're going to go back to London for something special at the weekend, aren't you?
We're going to the parade. I mean, we're going to see the trophy being raised, hopefully. Hopefully, if everything works, have a good time in London, and then come back, with a good feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be not just one, but 2 trophies on Sunday. Now, guys, there was that game at Manchester City, wasn't there, when a lot of people doubted whether Arsenal were actually going to do it. There was one player who was caught saying, "It is not done." I think you've got a song about that, haven't you?
He said it's not done. He said it's not done. Declan Rice. He said it's not done. Hey!
There you go. It's not done, and let's see if it's going to be double delight for Arsenal. The Premier League title is in the can after a 22-year wait. Can they win the Champions League for the first time in their history? All eyes on the Puskás Arena, Saturday, 5 o'clock kickoff.
Go you Gunners! You Gunners!
Now, fresh from being crowned Premier League champions, Arsenal have a chance to make history on Saturday. If they beat Paris Saint-Germain in Budapest, they will win the Champions League for the very first time. For more on this, we can speak live to our reporter, Dharma Chef. Who do you need to get a party started? Send Chef to Budapest.
Yes, I'm on Fashion Street still, Will, and clearly I fit in on Fashion Street. But look, 2 days out until the Champions League final. 9 days ago, Arsenal won that first Premier League title in 22 years. They've been celebrating, well, the fans have at least anyway, in all the time since, culminating in that lifting of the trophy on Sunday at Selhurst Park. It has been an extraordinary season so far, but what chance and historic season come Saturday?
We know we're an incredible team. We know that the squad that we have is probably the best in the world. It's about being accurate in certain moments, accurate in the details, and yeah, we've got a massive game against PSG on a couple of days.
Last year we reached the semi-final. I think this year we went up to a new level. We won the Premier League and we're in the Champions League final. I think that says enough, and the belief in the squad is there. The enjoyment is there. Obviously, you have to take this feeling into next week, and hopefully it will be amazing.
Yeah, those are thoughts of Mikel Merino and Jurrien Timber. I just wonder whether Timber will be fit for this final. Arsenal will be desperate to have him fit, won't they, for this Champions League final. As far as the fans are concerned, well, it's pretty quiet. It feels like the calm before the storm, because over the next 48 hours, there is going to be a sea of red and blue as the fans from Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal descend on Budapest. I have found a few Arsenal fans earlier on today, and the big story has been, of course, when did they buy their ticket? And also, how did they end up getting here? What was the journey like?
Yeah, so I think obviously we finished top of the group stage and the draw was the following Friday maybe. As soon as we saw we had Leverkusen in the 16 and Bodo Glimt Sporting, and obviously Real and Bayern weren't on our side, we went early and booked the direct flights, which...
we saw the opportunity, took the gamble just before the round of 16 and we thought, well, it's paid off now.
Because we almost missed our second flight by nanoseconds, but we got on it and we're here and we're going to lift it. We're going to do it.
He lives here in Budapest, so I'm visiting him. I arrived yesterday and we're flying to London on Friday because we don't have tickets. I tried to get some, but stupid expensive.
We're going to the parade. I mean, we're going to see the trophy being raised, hopefully. Hopefully, if everything works. Have a good time in London, you know, and then come back, you know, with a good feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, the pressure's taken off now, so they've got a free hit at it, play their game, and bring it home. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Never thought we'd get here. Never thought we'd get here. To be here to watch Arsenal in the Champions League final.
Yeah.
Busting, mate. Absolutely
brilliant,
busting.
mate. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
I'm excited. Look, last time we were in the Champions League was 2006. I stood outside the ground. I thought we'd be getting here, and we'd be getting here every season. And it took 20 years to win the league, and now 18 years to get into a Champions League final. So I'm just going to enjoy it.
For me, 1-0 to the Arsenal, and I reckon we retain the Prem, which is something we've never done before as well.
Yeah, there are about 17,000 Arsenal fans expected in the stadium on Saturday, but we're expecting close to 25,000 Arsenal fans to descend on Budapest ahead of this final. Plenty of talk, though, before Saturday's showpiece, not least tomorrow, which is match day -1, when all the media activity will take place. Mikel Arteta and 2 Arsenal players will face the media. Luis Enrique, the head coach of PSG, and 2 PSG players will also face the media tomorrow afternoon. We'll bring you the best of that right here on Sky Sports News ahead of Saturday's showpiece. All eyes on the Puskás Arena. Paris Saint-Germain against Arsenal to decide the Champions League winners of 2026. Kickoff on Saturday is at 5.
Darvish, thank you very much indeed. Let's get more on that Champions League final now. I'm joined by French football expert Tom Scholes, who's written a book about PSG. You've written a couple of books, Tom, haven't you, on Paris Saint-Germain? The latest one called The Parisian Revolution, how PSG toppled European and world football. Tell us a little bit about this latest one.
So the latest one was essentially born of me watching those games last season and kind of racking my brain and going, is this team really as good as I thought it was? Is it comparable to Pep Barcelona? Is it comparable to the Saki Milan team with Van Basten, Rijkaard, all of these superstars in it? And going over and watching those games, it made me realise that, yeah, actually, this might be, I'd probably say, the second best team I've ever seen, club-wise anyway. So to go over, and I really wanted to kind of go over every game, relive it, and just tell the story of how they changed their own fortune and reached their own summit atop of European football.
The second best team? You're teasing us, go on.
Oh, the best team I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Pep's Barcelona, the one that beat Manchester United twice in Rome and at Wembley.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take an awful lot. It might take going back-to-back to rival them, but that's the best team that I've ever seen club-wise anyway.
Yeah, and of course one of the big decisions was to get rid of all the big superstars, right? And Luis Enrique came in and did exactly that, and it was all about building a younger team. Tell us more about that.
They kind of realised midway through the Neymar, Mbappe, Messi project that it just didn't fit. It just didn't fit what football was. You see a lot of teams would press high from the front. The 3 attackers would be the first line of defence. Not for that Paris Saint-Germain team. What they had was 3 players that essentially played their own game. With Messi, everyone just allowed it to happen because he's Messi. He's done that pretty much the past 10 years at that point. They then realised that in order to move forward, they needed to completely reinvigorate their team. That started with Luis Campos becoming the sporting director. It then changed from Luis Enrique becoming the manager not too long after. Players like Vitinha were brought in, João Neves were brought in, who weren't the typical superstar names, but fit a certain pattern. And as we've seen over the course of time, those players have adapted almost instinctively to what Luis Enrique wanted. The swap out of those three forwards to now being Kvaratskhelia, Dembele and one of Doué or Barcola is not only way more exciting to watch, but it fits what modern football is, and it fits exactly what Luis Enrique wants from his attacking lineups.
Even with Pep Guardiola still around and now currently without a club or country, is there an easy case to make that Luis Enrique is the best manager around at the moment?
I will go hedge my bets and say he's the best employed manager in the world. I think Pep Guardiola probably still has the pedigree to, if he turned up anywhere, he'd be the best manager in the world. I think Luis Enrique is probably second. I think Luis Enrique has done transformational things with this Paris Saint-Germain team. He's already done amazing things with Barcelona back in 2015 when they beat Juventus to win the Champions League. He's then gone to Paris and broken their duck, their hoodoo, what was seemingly a curse that was put on the team, where the mental block of many, many times was Barcelona, Manchester United, go on and on. He's come in and he's completely transformed the playing style. He's completely transformed the mentality of the players, of the people that run the club, of the fan base, who are now going into their second straight Champions League final, not expecting to win. I don't think they've got that arrogance or the swagger to rock up to Budapest going, it's fine, we're going to win. I do think they know they've been there before. They've got the experience of getting over the line. I think they have that expectation that if one of the two teams out of the two teams, it's going to be them.
Could Luis Enrique stay for as long as Pep did at Manchester City? Could we see a decade of him in Paris, do you think?
I was talking to someone else about this the other day when it was kind of floated, how come he wasn't more heavily linked to Manchester United? And I think the way that I would pitch it to someone would be remove the names, remove the badges, remove anything like that. Just look at the situations. What Luis Enrique has now is, I would say, comparable to what Unai Emery has at Aston Villa. He has control. No player is signed to that club without his okay, his say-so, without him casting an eye over the individual. The playing style is Luis Enrique's blueprint. The mentality is from him. The change in fortunes is from him. If he went to Manchester United, if he went to another club, he'd have to start all of that again. He'd have to go, who's the sporting director? Who's the technical director? Are you going to bring all of my staff with me? What players are you going to buy? How much have you got to spend in the transfer window? I think there is an element of, would he get 5 years in and call it a day? Maybe. It's entirely up to him. I think if he wants to, he's got the perfect situation for him to stay for as long as he wants. Maybe it'll be the same amount of time Pep was at Man City. It's a similar situation. He's got the perfect people above him. He's got the perfect people around him. So, quite frankly, there is no real reason for Luis Enrique to leave anytime soon.
And look, they're looking to do it back-to-back. You're going to have to edit a book or write a new one, Tom, aren't you, come Sunday, potentially. Right? Yes. The Arsenal fans will hope not. But is this the start of a dynasty for Enrique and PSG?
I think if they go back-to-back, it will be. Because you look at some of the great teams that never went back-to-back. I think, previously mentioned Pep's Barcelona. They beat Manchester United in Rome in 2009, lost out in the semi-final to Jose Mourinho's Inter Milan, and then went to win it again at Wembley the following year. Even they couldn't go back-to-back. Real Madrid went 3 in a row because they had Ronaldo, Bale, Sergio Ramos, Zidane at the helm. They were unbelievably talented. So I think for this team to go back-to-back would be incredibly impressive, historic as well, but I think it would signal the start of a dynasty because those players aren't getting any younger, aren't getting worse, if anything. They're aging as they go on. They are developing in real time. We're watching these players like Doué, like Barcola, like Warren Zaire-Emery, like Mayulu, who scored in the final last year. They've got incredibly good young players coming through. They've got incredibly good players reaching their prime now. There's no reason to suggest why they can't go back-to-back or 3 in a row or 3 in 4 or however many they can get to. I think if they go over the line this time, I think it might start something special for the club.
Styles make fights, and we've got polar opposites,
yes,
haven't we, on Saturday evening in Hungary?
We do. I think, actually, the fact that the styles are so polar opposite and the fact they are the antithesis of each other is what makes it so intriguing and so very difficult to call. You look at a team that is free-flowing, that has a style of football, a brand of football that people want to watch, that when they watched the Bayern Munich first leg, they were praising it no end. They were gushing over what they were watching. And then you contrast that to what Arsenal have, which is, it's received a lot of criticism, but it works. And this is a team that I think is probably well set up to beat this Paris Saint-Germain side in very specific situations. Set pieces. Everybody knows how good Arsenal can be at set pieces. They've got players like Gabriel, Saliba who can get on the end of things. Nketiah, he's another one who's risen high at times. They've also got good deliverers of the ball in Saka and Rice. That Paris Saint-Germain side, whilst they are physically good when the ball is on the ground and they're going to put up a fight, they haven't got the height to deal with what Arsenal have. The transitions mainly brought about because of, again, if Achraf Hakimi's fit at right back, you're going to have Nuno Mendes and Achraf Hakimi bombing forward. That's going to leave a lot of space in behind for Saka, for Trossard, for Martinelli, whoever plays on the flanks. There are ways Arsenal can win this game. Are they favourites? That's up to other people to decide, but they're not as out of it as many people would suggest. They do have strengths that counter Paris Saint-Germain's weaknesses. Set pieces are one of them, transitions are one of them. I wouldn't count them out getting a goal from one of those situations.
I just wonder, Tom, finally, how many more chapters you've already written and ghost-written ahead of the final, because if they do it, and you've said that they are behind Pep's Barcelona side as things stand, but if they go back-to-back, where will they be considered amongst Europe and world's greats?
It's a question that I've actually thought about whilst preparing, but trying not to jinx the next bit. I'll go with 1.5. They'll be the 1.5 best team that I've ever seen. Pep's Barcelona still has the greatest player to ever have played the game at the centre of what they did. That performance against Manchester United at Wembley it changed a complete generation of people in terms of how they viewed football. It was just spellbinding to watch. They won 5-0 last season in the final with an incredible brand of football. I don't think they'll score that many more goals in this game. I think it'll be settled by 1 or 2. If they get more than that, it might be recency bias. I think they might be level with them. I think that's as good as this team can be if they go back to back. If they put in a commanding, dominating performance, and it's a very good Arsenal team. Yeah, we'll go with the best team ever. Why not?
Tom, lovely stuff. Thanks for coming in to see us.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Top man.